it's Rosemary Massaro, Craft with Ro. How are you today? So today I am going to be featuring our craft along. It's a one-page wonder. We're going to be creating two different layouts. You're going to be able to create 7 cards. Those that participated in the one-sheet wonder, you received your choice of stamp set, either the Gears and Textures or the Petals of Beauty. In addition to your kit, craft along kit, you received a package of embellishments and some miscellaneous cardstock in coordinating colors, depending on which craft along you decided to choose. So we're going to create today. I am pre-recording this because I am also a part of a Midwinter Escape virtual event. It's a mega bundle where we made 16 projects. We have 4 mystery cards. It's going to be a fun, full day. So I needed to pre-record this. You guys should have all received the email with the PDF instructions on how to recreate your own one-page wonder, and as well as the video link to today's demonstration. So thanks again. Please feel free throughout the day to leave any questions, or if you're watching a replay, feel free. I promise I will respond to all your questions as soon as I have an opportunity to get over back to this channel. So let's get crafting. All right, so today, the first project we're going to recreate is the one with the gears and textures. So those that ordered this, as a part of your craft along, you received the stamp set, and you had the ability to upgrade to add the dies, right? How fun is that? And based on how you create your one-page wonder, your cards are going to look completely different. In fact, when I recreate this today, they're not going to look exactly the same. So we're going to try to use the same template that I used, but they won't look the same. So in your package, you also received full sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and you received multiple colors depending on, again, which stamp set you chose, either the Gears and Textures or the Petals of Beauty. So here you probably received the Pretty and Peacock, Early Espresso, some Mossy Meadow, some Old Olive, and these are all the cards that I created. And you're going to be able to create 7 cards as well with your one-sheet wonder. I chose on both sets to use the Simply Said stamp set. It just fit in really well because I had versatility of where I wanted to add my sentiments within the card, where there was an open space. This is on low inventory if you guys are interested. It's a great stamp set. It's, like it says, Simply Said, and it's direct to the point with a variety of opportunities to create cards for birthdays, thinking of you, just a hello, and a thank you as well. So that's what we used. You all are going to start off with a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. And we are going to decorate this with a variety of colors. The colors that I have used. Oh, here is the embellishment that you received as well in your kit. So the colors that I have used are, let's see if we can zoom in just a little so you guys can see these close up. I am using Pecan Pie, Secret Sea, Pretty Peacock, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, and then I threw in some Cajun Craze on there. So we are going to start off with those, and not in any particular order. And we're going to grab our stamp set. Now, I'm just going to use the stamp set. If you chose to get the bundle, which I think several of you did, I think it's a great idea because you can add actually dimension to your cards that you're going to be stamping on. You can add an extra gear or wheel on there, and it would really even make it more dynamic. So let's go down so you can see the full 12 page. Let me see what it looks like on this side screen. I think you guys can see my whole full 12 by 12. I'm going to turn off my face camera view so you get a full shot. Okay, so I think I'm going to start off with my early espresso, and I'm going to do more of like the what I call the etching detail. So here we are going to take, I'm going to take these lines right here. I'm going to add this. I hate losing these little carrier sheets. So, and we're going to just create some pattern. So typically when I do a one-page wonder on a 12 by 12 sheet, even if it's an 8.5 by 11, you can do that. You just won't get as many cards. I'm going to typically create my pattern along here, and then add some accent lines right along the edge. So I'm going to be doing some direct stamping, and then I'm also going to be doing some second generation stamping, depending on what I'm doing and the look that I'm trying to create. So I have my early espresso, and I'm just going to go down here. And when you have a little blemish, like if it doesn't show up all the way, don't worry about it, because most likely you can either add a sentiment, an accent piece, or you can actually add an embellishment over it. So we are going to I'm going to continue to just go straight down. Now on this one, I actually, I went a little bit crazy on mine. I love the way the cards turned out. Don't get me wrong. So I'm going to stamp off to the side. I'm going to try to cover that little blemish right there. And let's see. Maybe I'm going to go up like that. I think I'll go flip this around, bring it down like that. So it's really just some random stamping. But like I said, I try to keep it right along kind of like a plus sign accent with some little details on the side as well. All right. And then we might come back to this as well. So we're going to put that one away. And I think I'm going to go with my little crisscross stamp. And on here, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go with my Pretty and Peacock. I don't want this one to be as bold, so I'm going to do some one-off stamping, or also known as second generation. Make sure I'm not getting it on my desk area. So I'm just stamping it off to the side. Oops. And it's okay if you forget, but I didn't want to. See if we can bring some in of this color in on the other side. Again, there's no way I could even remember how I created the other one. And literally, I am just randomly stamping. Trying to see where else I might want it. Okay, we're going to be done with that for a little bit. And I'm now going to move on to my, let's see, what should I add on now? I think I'm going to go into my links right here. And I did not add a lot of these, but and I am going to choose to use our Pretty and Peacock again. I knew that's why I pulled that. I wanted to, but this time I'm not going to do any second generation. And I'm going pretty straight on these, but you really don't have to, honestly. And I think I'm going to go. It is all so random. Okay. So next, I think I will go with, I'm trying to take this more bolder statements and make that happen versus creating, adding all the smaller details on there. So I think I'm going to go with my splatter. And here I ended up using on my splatter my Cajun Craze. And I ended up using some early espresso as well. But what I did was I added the Cajun Craze first. We did some second generation there. And then I came back and added some early espresso in second generation. And let's see, where else can we put this guy? I'm kind of looking at my template that I created before just to get it some familiarity, but I think I'll go here. And then I'm going to go and it looks like we need to get some stuff in this corner right here. So I'm going to go there, and then we can add some of our swirls. And in my swirls, I used Pretty Peacock again. And I used some Old Olive. Actually, so I'm going to, not Old Olive, Mossy Meadow. I'm going to start with the Mossy Meadow because I've already got some Pretty and Peacock in here. And I want to check out some additional color here. So again, we're just doing some second generation here. And it's good to kind of like overlap. Don't be afraid of overlapping your items there. And then I am going to go with our splatter. And here I am not going to do second generation, but I'm going to add some splatters in here. I need to get a bigger worksheet here. So I do like to go in, if you've noticed, like a triangle motion. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can go 1, 2. No. 1, 2, 3. And then I am going to go with our wheel. You got to get some wheels in there. And my wheels I created are looks like it's second generation. I'm using some second generation on the Pretty, and no, on the Secret Sea. I'm trying to see where I have some empty gaps. Like, definitely want to pull some stuff up here in the corner and pull some stuff right down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to go with my little ladder here, and we are going to, where did I put my longer, here it is. I'm going to go with some Secret Sea on here as well, but I'm going to go with the darker color. And I'm going to pull that off over here. I think. And it's just so random, guys. Honest, I have no rhyme or reason on how I do what I do. It's just something I work on. So here, I think I'm going to go right against here and create that little bit of a laddered effect, layered look. And then we're going to get some more of these swirlies. And I'm going to go, let's see what color. I think I'm going to go with the Pretty and Peacock. Seems to be my main accent. And we're going to go off here. And we need to get some stuff up in this corner here. All right, so now I have all three on this side. So I am going to try to shoot for something over on this side. And we'll come off the page and go down there. And then, and I didn't go in threes in that one. And then we're going to take our smaller wheel, and I'm going to go with some Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to be, kind of like filling in some of these circles here. Not necessarily having to fill them all in. And let's take this little, I got this little plus sign right here. And I'm going to go back to my Cajun Craze, and I want to fill in these little spots right here. And one right there. I need to grab something to clean. They're getting dirty. And then the last but not least, I think we don't really actually have to do much more on here, but I want to bring in that pecan pie. So I think what I'm going to do is create some more splatters with the pecan pie. Decisions. Just trying to see where I'm a little bit of lacking. And last but not least, I am going to go with my little wheel again. And I think I'm going to go with what color should I go with? Because I want to add some circles inside here, but I want it to complement each other really nicely. So I think I will go with my secret C. We don't have a lot of that here. And I'm going to go probably second generation on here. Actually, because I have one right there, I'll go a little darker there. Okay, so now we're just going to cut. And then we can decorate and we can add our, move these out of the way. But I can keep going on this forever, guys. I just love the way it creates and it works out. So let's move these out of the way. I'm going to grab my trimmer. So these are going to be your cutting instructions. I would just make sure I don't have any more ink on my fingers. And we are going to be cutting these at by 4-inch. By 4-inch. And then we're going to go 5 1/4. We're going to go 5 1/4. And it's all going to end up happening random on how these look. I'm going to go this way. So 5 1/4. We have 5 1/4. So this is going to be our card number 7, these little pieces right here. And I'm going to go with 5 1/4. Five and a quarter. So obviously on my other ones, I have placed a ton more graphic on here. We have a lot of white space. That's good. We got a lot to work with. And now we just need to decide how we are going to decorate them and what color accent piece that we're going to go with. So I do have some, move that out of the way, some random cardstock here that we can cut. So on here, I think what's picking up a lot of, now I can actually bring in the Cajun Craze cardstock, but I didn't bring it in with me over here, but I have some Pretty and Peacock would look really nice on here. And obviously the Old Olive would look really nice on there. So I think that's what I'm going to do on that one. So I'm just going to cut this into a card base at 5.5. We're going to score this at 4.25. So when I made mine, honestly, let's see what size this is. Do I need to trim this down? I do need to trim this down. So I didn't really pay attention to if I was going to have a horizontal card or a vertical card. I did not pay attention to that. So here I'm going to make this 4 1/8 because I do want a nice little accent piece. And here it's going to be, instead of 5.5, it is going to be, I think it's 5 3/8. 1, 2, 3, nope, 1, 2, 3/8. 5 3/8. And where's my adhesive? Oh, it's on my desk over here. My other desk. I have 3 desks in my office here. One to do admin work on, one to do my recording studio, and one for my design. Crazy. So we're going to just take that and line that up like that. And so here I could decide, do I want this way? What's going to give me the more opportunity to put a sentiment on here? So obviously I can put a sentiment right here. I can put a sentiment right here. I can actually sneak one right in here. But I think I'm going to go this way. There's more opportunity for my sentiment. And we're not going to put sentiments on here because you will be here with me all day. So here is another opportunity where I can go with the Pretty and Peacock, but I'm going to need a different color to pick up. I think I'm going to go with Secret Sea on this one. Now, obviously, you guys did not get Secret Sea in your packets. The colors that you got were Pretty and Peacock, Mossy Meadow, Early Espresso, and Old Olive, I believe. But it all depends on what's going to show up on your card, and it was too hard for me to predict, so I thought I'd give you a bunch of options. Oh, let's score this at 4.25. I can trim this down. We're going to go to 4 1/8. And we're going to go to 5 3/8. Right? 1, 2, 3. do another layer right here. Just want that 1/8 of an inch to show. And here, I think we'll probably put like a happy birthday right here. We got a lot of space that we can go on here. Or Thinking of You is another one that's on that stamp set. Right, I must have cut this piece a little too small. So we're just going to go with it. But if this is 4 by 5 1/4, that's the problem. I cut this a little bit on the short side. We're going to go just like that. And still, I have the option to create this card like this and put my sentiment, or put this. And remember, we're going to be putting our embellishments on here as well. Oh, this is going to look nice. I am going to go with this. And then we're going to add this. And then that's going to go on there. So this is a little shy of 4 1/8, and then this is going to be 5 3/8. And if you do any cutting errors like this, you can just trim down, but that's not the point of this project. I'm just trying to use pre-cut cardstock that I already have here. Okay, so, and then obviously you guys get the gist. You're going to be able to create 3 more card bases, and then this last one where you have these 3 pieces, how I decorated them, that particular one, is I created mats and then created extra mat to put along the side. So on this particular one, because I have an open space here, I technically don't need to put an extra mat right there. I can actually probably put the sentiment right there. And we would probably go, smart for me to go with the peacock green. So again, cutting 8.5 by 11.5 to 5.5. Scoring it at 4 1/4. And then creating some accent pieces. Now let's see, this should be 4, right? So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go with this in the center. Just to give it some nice dimension. And then you're going to create these at forgot what my dimensions were on here. All right, so this is at 1.5 by 4. Yep. So we are going to create, this is at 4. That's perfect. So we're going to go with slightly bigger. So 1 and, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 5/8. Another 1 and 5/8. And another 1 and 5/8. Sorry, my desk is just not wide enough to get the, when I have all this other stuff here, to get my my trimmer in full view. But that's why I'm pretty good at giving out the measurements. So we can mat these. And last but not least, so what I do to ensure that I get a centered piece, make sure that your pieces are lined up, but then put this right in the center. And then you can easily line these up with the equal amount of space. That's crooked. Oh. And then here, I could actually create a mat like this and add a sentiment on here. Or I can take, we can put, hello. We could have a lot of fun with this. Hello, miss you. Just a note. You can put just a note in here. There's so many different sentiments on here. That's why I like this simply said sentiment on here. So that is your examples to create and get you started on your texture and gears one-page wonder. I am now going to shift over quickly. And like I said, we're not going to create this whole thing. I'm going to share with you the Petals of Beauty, right? This is the one that we used. Here are all the colors that I used. Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lolly, Bubble Bath, Lost Lagoon, Smoky Slate, Fresh Freesia, Soft Seafoam, and Pretty in Pink. Now, what's nice about this is I can share with you the image that I took. And typically what you're going to do, here is my 12 by 12 sheet, right? I'm smart. I took a picture, right? You're going to go straight down with your patterns and you're going to go right across. And then I use the little flowers just to provide some little accent pieces right there. And again, you're going to do the same on a 12 by 12 sheet. Now this is two-tone stamping. Stampin' Up! Refers to it as two-step stamping. Again, what's nice about this is that you can take these beautiful dies and create clusters on top of the cards that you've already created. And then here you are going to do some double stamping. Oops, don't want to lose my little piece right there. And in here, I used bubble bath. So when you're doing your two-tone stamping, you want to go with the lighter of the two colors. So here, particularly, I did a combination, but I did Pretty in Pink and Fresh Freesia on my cards. And then I did Bubble Bath and or Fresh Freesia. Let me show you my cards that I created. And again, you are going to, you want to start down and do your T. Don't forget to get some of your corner areas. They're not all necessary. But here's the last three pieces. I butted this up with Smoky Slate. And you know what? I used, I switched this up on this particular one. I've made so many of these, but this I ended up using Pretty in Pink and Flirty Flamingo. We have our soft sea foam. These accent pieces I did in Smoky Slate. Here is the Lost Lagoon, and then here's Lemon Lolly and Daffodil Delight. And all of these cards ended up with an accent of Smoky Slate, and all of these cards ended up on Fresh Freesia. So, because we're already 50 minutes into this video, I just want to share with you my samples of what I created. Again, using the Simply Said and adding some embellishments. So now, those that ordered this, you got the Rainbow Adhesive Dots assortment, which is perfect. So we've got your 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And again, choose your colors. Go straight down the center. Go off to the side. Add some accent pieces just along the side. You're going to cut from 4 to 5 1/4. 4. So 4, 4. And then you're going to go 5 1/4, 5 1/4, 5 1/4. And you're going to end up with these 3 strips left over to create an extra card. Now, actually, you can create and add only one of these strips on each of the cards. And so you could end up with 9 cards. But I decided it was a nicer accent to put all 3 on one. So thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. Or whenever you're joining, if you've been watching on YouTube. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And stay tuned. Join the Craft with Ro Facebook page if you want to see what next month's Craft Along is. I normally show it with you, but I don't have it in front of me. So, lost opportunity on my part. But thank you guys so much for joining, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.